kali pertama saya bawa Zizan pergi jumpa Sam was the scariest day of my life.
Asal terus vibe
I mean, at the time I was 26 years old. I was given this one film kan untuk buat an action film.
26
We're talking about 8 tahun lepas kan. So it's a long time ago. And then more than 9 years actually, sorry. I was so worried lah sebab if the movie pasal duo ni tak ada chemistry, we are dead basically. You can put whatever explosions, letaklah petrol banyak mana, tutup kereta macam mana pun kan. The chemistry doesn't work, we're dead. But I was so thankful and so blessed because that first day dia orang jumpa, aku masih ingat lagi bawa Zizan pergi rumah Sam dekat Ampang at the time. They met, they started talking. They sort of immediately discussed like, okay, if we're going to do this together, let's put our egos aside and let's focus on how we can make each other comfortable basically. And I think from that point onwards they started becoming friends before we even started shooting. And they have massive respect for one another. And I'm like that boy at the back going like, thank the Lord, man. Thank God this is happening.
Just my check 1, 2.
You're listening to OK Let's Go.
Okay, let's go. Tapi
The number one podcast in Singapore.
Podcast ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh teman-teman kami di Hijama Associates.
Dapatkan khidmat bekam dan urut dalam keselesaan rumah anda dan korang boleh buat schedule ataupun temu janji segera dan boleh hubungi mereka.
WhatsApp mereka di 93245513 93245513 dan juga ikuti Instagram mereka hijama.associates.
Kau jaga angle lah.
Jaga angle.
Right now it's on to the show. Let's go. Selamat kembali ke podcast OK Let's Go. Lazimnya actually tak lazim pun, kita jarang interview movie star. Aku step macam every week we're doing this kan. Tapi selalu kalau nak OK Let's Go, kita interview pelakon ke, influencer ke, orang-orang yang orang-orang yang ada di hadapan kamera. Jarang sekali ada kesempatan untuk berbicara dengan orang-orang belakang kamera. Antara sebab most of them introverts. They don't like to be in front of the camera. Dia cakap, tak apa man, kau berbual aku lah. Always say that. But actually a lot of talent yang kita sebenarnya harus hargai di belakang tabir. Sebab mereka yang menulis, mereka yang produce, mereka yang edit dan semuanya, mereka buat casting dan semuanya, dan kita bersama dengan orang belakang tabir.
Betul. So Joel panggil Joel ke Joel ke macam ni?
Tak kisah sebenarnya.
Nama penuh apa nama penuh?
Joel So.
Joel lah.
Kalau Amerika Joel, kalau UK Joel. Tapi it doesn't matter sebab it originally is a nama Yahudi. So
kalau Terengganu macam ni.
Kalau kawan dulu panggil Juso.
Juso je lah kita panggil. Boleh panggil Juso.
Tak apalah, ni nama
nama dah style tu. Joel. Takkan Juso pula. Macam Juso, kau tak kenal aku lagi ya Juso.
Ada tak orang macam tu? Nama dah meletup kan. Habis baru orang yang dulu tak pernah tegur macam, kenal lagi tak? Ni kawan saya dulu.
Tak, sebab kita memang rapat lagi dengan kawan.
Okay, tak ada, dia cakap tak ada kan. Ni mesti ada punya.
Apa?
Kira kan member lama dah lama tak contact. Macam Joel, macam ambil aku satu berlakon.
Okay,
ada tak?
Do you have that?
Member tak ada, habis ahli keluarga banyak gitu. Tapi actually kan Syafiq casted. Korang dah tengok dah filem ni?
Filem apa?
Macam tak meyakinkan je.
Tak, filem apa ni?
Polis Level 3 ni.
Belum.
Belum.
Satu dua dah. Razi dah.
Dah, saya dah tengok.
So ada scene kedai emas tu kan?
Yes, betul.
He casted my father.
Oh, dia sedih.
That's my father, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Dia pekat kan dia cakap tu kan?
Ya.
Ada Bapak Joel dalam filem Polis Level 3.
Jadi berapa your dad berlakon sekejap, berapa dia dibayar?
Ini DM tepi lah.
Macam tak dibayar kan?
Tak.
Nak make sure tak ada conflict of interest ni.
Polis Evo 1 and 2 dah ada kat Netflix dah. Dah boleh tengok dah. Ni sekarang right now dah ada kan. So maybe diorang macam kasih FOMO macam 3 ni macam mana pula kan. So kenapa sekali lagi lah question macam Polis Evo 1 and 2, kenapa tiba-tiba 2 terus dark macam lain lah. Dia punya feel lain. Lepas tu kenapa tak konsisten dalam korang punya, macam contoh cerita movies Will Smith and Bad Boy, Bad Boy. Both of them like consistently 1, 2, 3 sama. Okay, dia punya tu. Yeah.
Let me ask you back.
Yes sir. Oh, seram soalan. Okay,
Bad Boys 1 is amazing lah kan.
Right,
For
right.
like
The
a pop
first-
conflict kan.
Yeah.
Is Bad Boys 2 something you still like?
Dia macam sangat.
Bad Boys 3?
3 okay sebab dah tua.
So I think that's what happens kalau kita bagi benda tu sama and consistent.
I see.
Flavor
Dance,
sama lain.
Like flavor yang sama tapi tak terlalu berbeza, lama-lama benda tu akan saya rasa lah dia akan hilang dia punya special. So for Polis Evo 1 back then, again this is 8 years ago kan, we hit 18 million in the box office.
Right, damn.
We were the top in Malaysia at the time.
Yeah.
At the time 18 million was the top.
What year was this again?
2015.
18
2015.
million 2015.
Yeah.
And right now we're talking about damn.
Yeah. So ini dulu. So imagine when you're at the top, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You're basically the battalion askar yang kat depan, cantas jalan, buka cuci jalan untuk to see what's going on lah kan. What direction do you take?
Yeah.
And at the time I was I knew I was directing number 2, producing and writing. So I was asking myself, if I make the same exact movie with different villains and all that kind of stuff, is it going to help the franchise grow? No, is this going to be like a thing that I can make it grow? Is it going to do anything different that is bermakna, ada meaning? So I thought to myself, I said, we already have that audience. Why don't we try to do something yang boleh bawa urban punya audience? Because Polis Evo 2, ramai yang tengok number 1 tak suka number 2 tau.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah,
It's
right,
a different
right,
subject
right.
to talk about. I mean, I directed number 2 and when I heard people say they don't like it, you can imagine how I felt lah.
Yeah,
Kan?
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Bro.
But nowadays I can talk about it very clearly.
Yelah dah hit 40 million.
That's a we understand.
When it hit 20 million dah boleh cakap dah. But masa 18 tu kan, and then suddenly everyone don't like number 2.
Okay.
Down.
But then how come number 2 punya box office 23? So somehow along the way, number 2 did what it was supposed to do. It opened up Polis Evo franchise kepada the urban, the Chinese folks yang tak tengok cerita-cerita Melayu. It opened there and then we started getting fans there, right? And so it was a big experiment that took like 5 years. 5 tahun kita eksperimen macam tu. And then we had to take a step back and see one end of the spectrum kat sini, comedy, mayhem. Satu lagi dark action, lone survivor, American Sniper, those kind of reference, right?
Right.
Kamera gegar macam yang Green Grass punya Bond series, Bond Ultimatum semua kan. But then this one had a different audience, this one had a different audience. For number 3, how do we gel them together? How do we honor number 1 and number 3? And I think the box office number shows that to a certain extent, we managed to honor them.
So kira memang korang dah plan daripada since
Oh no, I don't.
Evo 1 lah.
I tak
is it
rasa kita
concurrent?
boleh kata kita plan daripada awal, but we were always reacting to audience. We didn't want to just ambil lah nombor 2 ni sebiji sama, harap-harap box office dekat-dekat. We didn't want to do that. We want to introduce like tacticality in number 2. Plot dia simple tapi structure dia susah. Sebab kalau kau dalam satu tempat, macam mana kau nak link up all this character, bagi dia orang hilang sini, hilang sana, then jumpa sini. It's actually very, very difficult, right? So it was really trying to push the craft within the budget that we had lah at the time, which was quite a huge budget. So once we did that, then number 3, we had to reset and think lah, okay, how do we do another thing yang meaningful? And I think the middle ground was the meaningful thing, combining these two, which I think it's a huge feat. Banyak orang tanya 41 million proud tak? Actually I nak kata proud, tapi yang I betul-betul happy.
Cakap je proud bro. It's like we are also kita yang dengar
proud. I proud. But yang lebih mendalam yang buat I sebenarnya lagi bangga is the fact that I finally think I managed to find 2 segments of the audience yang I managed to gel.
Right.
Combines 1 and 2 punya
Because
audience.
Many films kan dia macam kelompak ni je, kelompak tu je. Tapi Polis Evo je, ini pun tahu, itu pun tahu, ini pun tahu. So that is not an easy journey. It took us 8 years, more than 8 years if you count the writing of Polis Evo 1 kan. But that is really where I am. I think as a franchise, we managed to do and that we are very proud of lah.
I see.
Macam progressing daripada Polis Evo 1, 2 dan 3, do your budgets get progressively larger ataupun they're like, okay, untuk Polis Evo 2, smaller budget but make sure it makes more than the first movie. And Polis Evo 3, cut lagi budget tapi make sure it boom. Ataupun ada dekat macam, let's double the budget, let's see what you can do, let's see your magic bro.
Yeah. I don't know bro.
Polis Evo 1 my first movie. So obviously people don't trust producer yang first time kan.
Okay.
1.8 only at the time.
Is that
first
enough?
budget.
Is that enough?
No, because back then love stories some were already made at 2.5.
Oh,
So 1.8
under budget,
blowing cast and all that was very difficult.
Itu duit sendiri ke daripada investor ke macam mana
From Astro Shaw. Masa tu dipanggil tayangan unggul.
Okay.
So it was from them. But then thank God they orang nampak the offline cut, and then there were some parts I was like, I'm not too happy with it and all that. They added some more budget to beautify it basically.
Nice.
Okay, 1.8. Okay.
When it came to number 2, I mean at the time we were like at the top of the world. We wanted to push the boundary.
Yeah.
They gave me 7.8. Which is a nice budget to play. That's why Polis Evo 2 kan kita ada pulau lah, rumah semua kita bina the set, you know.
Yeah.
Even extras in the film were actually television actors, so that, you know, not one part had anything lacking basically, right?
Wow.
But then we sort of broke even and we didn't hit as much profit as we did for number 1.
Okay.
So with Polis Evo 3, the budget was at 6.5 and then 1.5 for the marketing and all. So overall is 8. It went down.
There's a slight bump.
Yeah. But at the same time, I also realized that it's not about budgets going up that makes it better. It's really about how you control your storytelling within that budget.
Ooh.
I mean, number 2, I was just crazy, like writing like group of terrorists attacking an island. It got really big, almost unbelievably big to a certain extent. Kan? And number 3 were like, takkan lah you nak budget yang lagi besar to make it more big. Big tu memang kena lagi banyak explosion ke? Takkan lah nak beli petrol daripada satu stesen minyak tu kasih bakar je semua. It can't be like that kan. So
Leceh satu.
we decided, okay, villain yang nombor 2, Hasno, which played it perfectly, was really big with an army.
Yes.
How do we condense all that into a single person, a single villain basically? And how do you play big that's not just big on the surface but big emotionally?
Okay.
And so that's what Police Evo 3 is about. Thankfully, emotions don't cost money lah.
Okay.
Is Shana's listening?
Dari tadi asyik sebut beli petrol aja. Berapa banyak petrol yang telah boleh beli? Polis Evo 3.
3 tak banyak sangat kan? Because bukan semua. Banyak je explosion yang jenis cement. Not fire.
Okay. Kalau cerita kita sambung soalan pasal meletup tadi, berapa banyak lesen nak kena ambil? Macam Malaysia ada banyak kecoh tak? Macam nak buat licensing untuk meletupkan barang, mesti ada some, you know?
Ada, dia memang
semua yang letup ada
setiap
lesen.
location yang kita nak buat letup tu memang kena apply license, kena apply permit. Lepas tu
satu letup satu lesen. Tak
dia
ada
ikut
kan?
location basically. Ikut lokasi, permit dan tempat tu apa tu dah approve semua baru boleh buat lah.
Dalam letup-letup ni ada tak orang cedera? Macam terkena kaca sikit kat pipi ke apa? No, might happen
itu,
sepanjang kau punya career.
Sikit-sikit tu memang ada, memang biasa lah.
Sikit-sikit kena kaca.
Tak, maksudnya
tak tahulah macam injuries
contoh macam kita ada buat dalam Polis Evo 3, lelaki tu dah kena tikam, lepas tu orang cakap tu sepak dan keluar jatuh kereta masa kereta tu tengah jalan. So that's a stunt. So of course akan ada luka-luka lah. But they were prepared for it lah. They are professional stuntmen lah.
Itu aku cakap kau
But just to clarify, tak ada letup yang mencederakan orang.
Tak ada.
Kalau ada letup dia maksudnya all yang keliling tu is stunt
professionals.
Stunt professionals.
Of course lah.
No actors were injured kira. This filming.
No.
Ni kena cover bro ni.
Ni kena cover. Kena suit semua.
No animals were injured also.
Kena soalan. Sorry.
Jadi macam mana, saya ada peluang berlakon? Tak ada.
Sudahlah. Kau nak minta berlakon tak boleh gini cara.
Tak boleh
Tapi kalau stunt double Aaron Aziz tu macam boleh.
Tak nak bro, tak nak.
Apa tak?
Kau kena cari dulu casting couch satu one-on-one dengan Syafiq.
Casting.
Nanti number, kita tukar number bro.
Bro, okay, sekali tengok pada Razi contohlah. This is a simple question Nanti tengok Razi, tengok Zal lah. Apa karakter yang kena untuk the next film?
Kena muka so serius.
As a director point of view POV
Gangster kongsi gelap lah.
Bodoh lah.
Aduh. Okay.
Ada tak di antara mereka macam okay lah, like what you say lah, proses untuk dapatkan artis selalunya kadang-kadang ada casting, kadang-kadang direct. Macam aku memang suka ni, aku memang akan go lah. So sepanjang dalam pemilihan ada tak, I mean for you yourself lah.
Yang maksudnya Zizan dengan Sam memang tak casting because they were previously 1-2 dari berlakon. Tapi yang baru contoh macam Shanas, Shahnaz dia memang dah seorang pelakon yang popular lah. Tetapi untuk Polis Evo 3 ni memang kita buat casting video. So dan dia masuk casting tu. Dan dia buat video dan dia berikan 100% seolah-olah macam tengah syuting tu. Dan saya tengok video tu saya macam, we found Reza. This is the guy.
Tak try Raja Razi.
Ada tak antara
Sorry, mencelah sekejap.
tak apa.
I think that's what makes Shahnaz very interesting and unique.
I see.
Sebab we still struggle. Like we want to keep this casting a very production norm now, industry norm basically, right? Because casting ni bukan, sebab kat Malaysia ni kadang-kadang kita kata casting kan, ada setengah lah pelakon yang macam, buat apa nak casting? Kau ingat aku tak boleh berlakon ke?
Selalu dia panggil casting ni untuk extra je. Tapi sebenarnya macam di Hollywood atau South Korea, even pelakon tu dah famous pun, dia perlu casting. Bukan nak tahu dia hebat ke tak. Kita nak tahu dia kena ke tak dengan watak tu.
Exactly.
So it's not an industry norm.
It's not yet.
In Malaysia it's not industry norm. But I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful that Shahnaz accept that. Dan dia pergi casting walaupun dia tak tahu pun, tak confirm lagi, tapi dia pergi dan dia tunjukkan kebolehan dia dan we accept.
I think it's fantastic sebab someone as big as Shahnaz accepted this as an industry standard. And kadang-kadang nak turunkan ego-ego orang untuk ikut industry standard.
Betul.
You need someone to set
Yes.
the footing right.
Nak turunkan that ego is very hard.
Dia cakap, Shahnaz buat takkan kau macam gitu kan.
Kita ada satu lagi bahagian bersama dengan teman-teman kami di belakang tabir, dan kita nak tanya lebih banyak lagi soalan berkenaan dengan cabaran yang mereka lalui untuk menghasilkan Polis Evo ketiga. Tapi kita mendengar terlebih dahulu teman-teman kami daripada Hijama Associates sejurus lepas ini. Standby.
That's my check 1 2.
You're listening to OK Let's Go.
Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Rapi number 1.
The number 1 podcast in Singapore.